So I came outside this morning, just like any morning, coming out to feed the chickens, feed the pigs, let the chickens out, and do all the stuff that we need to get done in the morning. When I went to go collect some of the eggs from the chickens, I found something inside the nesting box that was very surprising. And it is inside this basket right now. It is a very cool thing to see. All right, who did it? Chickens, who laid the egg? We'll let all the animals be this morning because I want to take a closer look at this chicken egg. The cool thing with eggs is that they come in all different kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors. Where when you're used to going to a grocery store and you go and you pick up those dozen eggs, they're almost all identical. There's really nothing different about them. When you raise your own chickens, you never know what you're gonna get when you open up that nesting box. It's like Forrest Gump said, it's like a box of chocolates. When you open it up, you're gonna see who laid for the day, what kind of size. Sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller. Sometimes they have different patterns on them. Sometimes they can be a little bumpy. And you just never know what you're gonna have. Definitely part of the excitement of having chickens. Almost done. Those were some of the eggs that we've had in this basket here now for a couple days. I wanted to make sure we filled our little shelf up here. If you want to look up how to build one of these wall shelves, we did make a video about it, so you can go back and watch that if you're curious. Alright, well that leads me to today's egg, which I feel like is the smallest egg I've ever seen one of our chickens lay. And I feel like this egg has a chance to be possibly the world's smallest chicken egg. But maybe that's just me. Let's see. You guys want to take a look at this? So right here is one of the smaller chicken eggs that one of our chickens lay. But this isn't even the egg I'm talking about. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little size comparison here. So there's this one, and then here's the one our chickens laid. And this is a really small egg. I'll show you guys one of our bigger eggs that one of our chickens just laid too. But look at this thing. Could this be the smallest chicken egg ever? I think it has a good chance. Let me compare it to one of our big eggs. You could probably put 3 of these little things into this, if not a 4th. I mean, that's a big difference in size here between these 2 eggs. Now it's time to do a little research. So I decided to hop online and start getting some research and start looking up what is the world's smallest chicken egg actually recorded at. And after looking it up and looking at a picture, I didn't feel as confident that we might have actually the world's smallest chicken egg. But after hearing the centimeters, it was 2.1 centimeters. I feel like we might have a small chance. So now it's time to do some measuring and see, is this the world's smallest chicken egg? Let's see. Alright guys, so after measuring, it's coming in at about 1.5 inches. Which I typed into my phone because I didn't know what that meant in centimeters. And here's the results. So unfortunately, after typing it in, it looks like it comes in at about 3.8 centimeters. So it's almost double the size of the world's smallest chicken egg. And here's one of the pictures I found online of it if you're curious to see what is the world's smallest chicken egg. This little guy is not the world's smallest. And what's actually kind of funny is that we just got another tiny egg like this before, and we've had them before. This one just seemed really tiny. But there was this guy, and this guy is just a tad bit bigger. So we thought this maybe had a chance. Melina, what are these eggs called?
They're called fairy eggs, but sometimes they call them chicken faults.
Yes. So they're called fairy eggs, or some people like to make a joke and call them a chicken fart. Delilah, what do you like to call them?
I like to call them
baby eggs?
Yeah, baby eggs.
The main reason you're gonna see little eggs that are like this is your chicken did a misfire. And what I mean by that is that something in their reproductive system tipped off in their body, like they wanted to lay an egg, but it actually was not ready to and never got a yolk to actually produce in the egg. So almost all the time you won't see any yolk in these little eggs. Which, we'll crack this guy and I'll show you what I mean by that. Melina, you like the fairy eggs, huh?
Yeah, because one time I got 2 and it's all white and I love white.
Melina doesn't like eating the egg yolk, so whenever we get fairy eggs, these are her favorite eggs to have for breakfast because we don't gotta take the yolk out at all. Looks like all the kids are playing the climb the bags of soil game. Definitely the #1 thing about having chickens that is so much fun is seeing those eggs that they give to you guys after all the hard work that you put in raising them. And they do lay some weird eggs. I mean, you're gonna see, especially at first, when they first start laying, they kind of don't know exactly how to do it right, it seems like. So you'll have chickens that are gonna lay eggs with 2 yolks in them, called the double yolker. When they first start laying them, they're a little smaller until they get to a bigger size. What, you guys want some of this? It is so interesting all the different things that you'll learn when you start taking care of an animal. I never knew how much learning there was gonna be when we first started taking care of these chickens even. I mean, I talked to you guys about the double yolker. We just talked about the fairy egg. I remember, it hasn't happened in a long time, we've had a chicken that has laid an egg that has no shell at all around it. It's just like the membrane and it gets very squishy. It's a really cool thing to see. And when you open it up, it still looks just like a normal egg on the inside of it all. But without the protective shell around it, it probably isn't the safest thing to eat because bacteria can easily access it. So those are just kind of cool to look at, but I don't know if you really want to take the chance to eat them. Those are a good one to feed back to your chickens. We don't have to worry about those 2 guys back there laying any eggs. They just wait for us to feed them eggs. Caesar, what are we doing? Why are you up there? Now he's got to come see me. That chicken, I tell ya. He's still on the mission. Look, he's not done. All right, we'll give him a break. I'm upset that we didn't get the world record today. I was really feeling good about it. That was definitely the smallest of any fairy egg that we've ever gotten. But now, knowing what the world record is, now I know what to look for. And if we see one that's like that, it has to be from like a Bantam chicken fairy egg or something. It has to be from some really small breed, I'm guessing, because I don't see how one of our chickens would ever lay something like that. Well, no world record this time, but maybe we'll get it eventually. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. We'll see you guys in the next one.